Yes, you read that title right. Star Wars Hunters is finally on its way to the PC after so many rumors have been floating around the community for probably the last couple of months now. This is probably the biggest announcement the game has ever had outside of the actual launch date, and today I'm going to run you guys through everything you need to know about Hunters coming to Steam early in 2025. Season 4 is obviously underway too, and there is plenty of content on the way over the next few days, and so if any of you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the upcoming Star Wars Hunters content. Now, getting into the PC side of it, like I said, we did get some official confirmation today, finally, that Star Wars Hunters is going to be launching on Steam. The launch date is the 28th of January, so it's about 9 weeks away roughly. What I will say is it says 28 in the actual text on the blog post that I'm about to read through, but it then says the 27th on the graphic, so I'm not too sure which one is actually correct. Usually how it works with Hunters is that the kind of update for the next season will come for me on a Tuesday, for example, and then the season will actually start on the Wednesday. So I don't know if that means that the update's going live on the 27th and then it will be playable on the PC on the 28th. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure that will give us a bit more clarification around that. Now, yes, that is quite a while away still. That's, like I said, just over 2 months away, but the good news is there is 2 official playtests that are going to be coming between now and then. Both of these obviously being through Steam. The first one is in about 2 weeks from now, actually, on the 13th of December through to about the 16th of December. The second one will then be taking place just under a month after that, from the 10th of January through to the 13th of January. So both of those are on weekends, which is really good to see, and both of them are about 3 to 4 days long. And so it should mean that people have a lot of time to get their hands on it and, you know, play through the game, see how it feels, give Zynga some feedback before that actual launch date of the 28th of January. Now, for any of you who are interested in signing up for these playtests, all we need to do is just go to the Steam store and search for Star Wars Hunters. I'll actually just leave a link down in the description. And then when you're there, you can just see a big green button that says to add to your wish list, but there's also another button that says request access, which will kind of just like sign you up for the playtest. Now, it's not guaranteed that you'll get in. I'd imagine most people who sign up in the next few days will pretty much be guaranteed to get in there, but just keep that in mind. It is a limited playtest, so if you leave it too late, there's every chance you guys may miss out. Now, the good thing is too that the actual launch date of the 28th of January, that coincides with the starting of Season 5 as well. And so in this graphic here, they have confirmed we are getting a new Coruscant map, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be called Coruscant Underworld, and we're also getting the Krubaz Hunter that's been teased a little bit before. We don't really know too much about that hunter, but we do now know that that hunter will be a damage hunter. So still no new support hunter, which is a little bit rough, but I'd imagine Tuya is not too far away. And regardless, I'm very keen to see this new hunter. They also confirmed that it will be launching with cross-platform progression and crossplay. So that's obviously really good if you guys have been playing on the Switch or on your phone. Your progression will cross over if you do switch over to the PC. And it also means that PC, Switch, and mobile will all be able to play together, which on one hand is a really good thing. On the other side of it, that is a tiny little bit unfair to mobile players. I'm assuming that they might add a toggle in the settings for those who don't want the cross-platform, because obviously, not to sound rude, but those of us who play on PC will most likely just slap everyone else who's on a phone. That's generally how these games go. It's like that with like Fortnite and Apex and stuff. Any game that you can play between a PC and a phone, generally the PC players kind of dominate. So I hope that they do add that option so that mobile and Switch players can just kind of keep it how it is at the moment, and then PC players can be on their own, or for the people who don't care, they can be, you know, in there as well. But yeah, as of right now, we actually have no confirmation if that will be happening or not. Now, they rounded out that little blog post that they did by saying, we'll be rolling out Steam playtests in stages to make sure your experience with Star Wars Hunters on PC is as smooth as possible, and to gather your invaluable feedback before we enter early access. This will give you a chance to jump in early, test new features, and help shape the game. We are so grateful for the amazing support you've shown us on Switch and mobile, and we're eager to bring that same community spirit over to PC. We want you to be a part of this journey and to help us take Star Wars Hunters to the next level across all platforms. Now, that last bit is also a little bit interesting because it just says all platforms. I don't know if they're getting at all platforms in terms of PC, Switch, and mobile, or if that is also a little hint that eventually they are maybe thinking of bringing this to console as well. It is definitely not out of the question now. If they're bringing it to PC, then it is definitely a lot more likely now that it will eventually come to the PS5 and the Xbox. Again, no official confirmation of that, so for right now, take that with a grain of salt, but I thought that was very interesting how they ended that final bit of that paragraph there. Now, lastly, they did also share the PC specs, which is really, really good to see. I'll pop it up on screen for you guys. As you can see here, the PC specs are very, very low, which is good for a lot of people. It means that pretty much everyone who has any form of computer is going to be able to play this. Obviously, a lot of games these days, they have very high specs. It means that you kind of need like a super high-end PC that often costs $3,000 or $4,000 in order to just be able to run it stable. That is not going to be the case with Star Wars Hunters. If you have even like a 5+ year old laptop, I am pretty much certain you're going to be able to run this game in like 4K 60. As you can see there under the graphics card over on the recommended 4K tab, it says NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 6GB. Now, just for those who don't really understand PC specs, a 1060 is quite literally 4 generations ago. The GPU in my current PC is a 4080. So the first number is essentially the generation. There was after this like the 2070 and 2080, then the 3070, 3080 and stuff like that. And now we're at the 4070, 4080, 4090. So the fact you only need a 1060 to play Hunters in the recommended 4K specs, that is a very good sign. Like I said, it just means that pretty much everyone who has even a laptop is going to be able to play this game. And for a bit of kind of proof of that, my own laptop that I bought in, I think 2019, just before COVID hit, which is obviously now like 5 years ago, even that, which wasn't even a high-end PC at the time or a high-end laptop, that laptop has got a near twice as good GPU as the recommended spec. So I'm going to be able to play this buttery smooth on my 5-year-old laptop. And therefore, like I said, most of you guys are going to be able to do the same, which is very exciting to see. That does come with the concern of, okay, maybe the game isn't going to look that good then if, you know, such old computers and stuff can run it, but we can see some examples here that they showed of how much better the game is going to look on PC as well. It looks really good. It is made in Unreal Engine. It always looks super good in the trailers, which I know a trailer is different than gameplay, but it's all done through Unreal. So they obviously have those assets in such high quality, and I'd imagine they're very easily going to be able to transfer that to the PC version of the game, which as you can see here, it looks night and day difference between the Switch and mobile versions and the upcoming PC version. So everything looks really good to me. I'm so excited to be playing this on the PC. I've loved the journey of this game, playing it initially on PC actually through an emulator, then eventually moving over to mobile and then moving to the Switch at the global launch. But man, I am so keen to get this on the PC and just crank it to the highest settings, run this bad boy in like 250 frames a second, and yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Especially playing on mouse and keyboard is going to be a lot of fun too. So it's fair to say today is a very exciting day for Star Wars Hunters fans. This is very much a great step forward for the future of this game. I think it was necessary. I really do think that if this wasn't going to happen, then in 6 to 12 months this game would essentially be dead, which I know is rough to say, but it just felt like it needed something like this. And especially if in the future it comes to PS5 and stuff, then yeah, it's going to be even bigger and better. So very excited to see how all of this goes. Like I said, 2 weeks from now, it will be playable on the PC. So make sure to go and sign up. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description. Log into your Steam account and just request access. And I'm fairly certain people who are signing up now are most likely going to get in. Even if you miss maybe the first one, I dare say most people will be allowed into that second playtest. So make sure you don't miss out on that. But that is going to do it for today's video, guys. I'm going to be back tomorrow with my first impressions, I guess, of Nox, the new hunter. I actually haven't played any Season 4 just yet, so I'm very keen to get stuck into Season 4, and like I said, there's going to be plenty of content on the way. My first impressions of Nox, I'm going to do a review, I'm going to do a full tips and tricks video for Nox as well as the regular updated rankings of all the hunters. So keep your eyes peeled for all of that. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and may the force be with you always.